I can show you stores that they have worked very deliberately to get the shopper to spend as much time in the store as they can, and they've suppressed sales at least 30% as a consequence of that. Because they're trying to capture the shopper's time. This is totally counterproductive. You should sell 20% more merchandise in 20% less time. Now you got a store. Okay? I'm telling you the future is all about that 60 to 80% of time that you're wasting, the shopper is wasting. You don't need technology to be super at closing sales. Okay? You need to be a salesman, and you need to think about how a salesman sells. That's the fundamental element of what we call active retailing as opposed to passive retailing. The passive retailer stocks their store, the shopper comes in and does their thing. The retailer waits at the door to take their payment and whatever and send them on their way. The active retailer has thought through every step of the process. These shoppers are coming in and they need this and this and this in this order and this order, and how can I close that sale most rapidly and get these people out the door just as quickly as possible. It's what we call the holy grail of retailing, is to know what every shopper wants or may buy when they're in the store, when they come through the door, to deliver that to them right away, taking their money and speeding them on their way. If you will just pay attention to what the shopper wants. You know, quite frankly, retailers and brand suppliers are way too obsessed about what they want the shopper to do. Okay? Now, we've had a good example here today of a brand paying attention to what the shopper wants. That's all it's about. Okay? I don't care what you want to do. All I care about is what does the shopper want to do. Now, I'm going to tell you there's an election that's going on in your stores every week. I mean, there's literally votes, millions and millions of votes made every week, okay, in the stores. And the shoppers are telling you three things with that vote. And game-changing retail, what we're calling game-changing retail, the basic element of it is simply this. You know, don't invalidate the shopper's vote. First of all, what is it that they're voting on, and what are they electing? What is their ballot? What is their choice? Okay, and how can you accommodate that? Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is how many items does the shopper want to buy? Anybody care to guess how many items the shopper wants to buy? What's your vote? Look. Shoppers all over the world, any store in the world, shoppers want to buy one item here. Supermarkets, supercenters, convenience stores, drug stores, clothing stores, you name it. In any store in the world, the most commonly purchased thing will be a single item. I mean, I've had people tell me all kinds of things. One guy told me this is just statistical trickery. People do not believe this. My wife doesn't believe this. You're crazy, she said. She comes home from the store one day and says, you know, I saw a guy in front of me and all he had was a six-pack of beer. You know, you got to look at the numbers, that's all I'm telling you. You know why nobody believes this? Okay? Because quite frankly, when you go to the store and buy one item, which is probably 1 out of 6 trips, if you look at the statistics, about 1 out of 6 trips that you make to the store, you bought one item. Okay? When you do that, do you know your mind does not record that you went to the store on a shopping trip? You weren't there. It didn't exist. And I've talked to people all over the world, and I can tell you nobody goes to the store and buys one item, except that's the single most common number of items purchased. 80% of the people in any aisle are not there because of the merchandise. The aisle is the way to get from someplace they are to someplace they want to be. That is the dominant fact of shopper traffic in the store, okay, is people getting from one place to another place. Okay, I mean, I've got to tell you this. You know, people think shopping is an important part of life. It is not. Shopping is an interruption of your life. I mean, if you're buying fine jewelry or ladies buying clothing or cosmetic, okay, but I'm talking about mostly FMCG and that type of merchandise. Shopping is an interruption to your life. Your life is what happened before you got to the store, and it picks up again when you leave. So, you know, get over it.